everyone, welcome back to the Lost Archives. We are playing Disco Elysium, and it is time to get this body out of this tree.
The man before you is naked, but for a pair of underpants and white boots. His skin is marbled with decaying veins and blotched by lividity. On his chest, a fading web of tattoos. The cargo belt used to hang him from the tree looks reinforced.
We need to talk about getting him down, Kim.
Yes, we do.
The lieutenant inspects the belt. His forehead is lined with worry. Can I have the gun? I should try. Oh, we were gonna do a level up, weren't we? Was it interfacing we were thinking of? I think it was interfacing. Yeah, I'm pretty sure it was interfacing, because we wanted to make sure we had a better chance of shooting it down. Wait, hang on. Was it interfacing, or was it... Oh boy. I think it might have been eye-hand coordination. Oh, that's alright. Can I have the gun? I should try.
It's bad as it is. Us shooting firearms like punks.
He pauses, then shrugs and proceeds to load the pistolet.
Go ahead. I'm not stopping you. Just don't lose it.
The piece shines in his outstretched hand.
They only have one gun!
Yeah.
This is the sorriest pair of pigs Kuno's ever seen.
Take the gun.
Yeah, take it, you fucking banani poika! Take it and shoot yourself in the mouth!
Keel A9 Armistice. Obviously feel the weight first.
The cold piece of bakelite and gunmetal is surprisingly light. Your fingers fit right through the guard, instinctively resting on the trigger. You've held this, an A9 Armistice, before. At some point, it probably used to be your choice of firearm. It still feels comfortable.
Okay, I think
like
we picked...
You never laid it down.
I think we picked the right one then. I was worried interfacing wasn't the correct skill for the gun, but actually that makes sense that it would be. We're using a machine, a gun.
The fuck are you waiting for, Kuno? Tell him to shoot himself in the mouth!
Point the gun at the belt.
The buckle comes into focus in your sights. You stand with your feet planted firmly in the ground and your left hand supporting your gun arm.
Why don't you just shoot yourself in your mouth? At least you won't miss.
Yikes. Let's close our left eye first. Lock it down to a single point of reference.
Your field of view narrows. The branch slowly moves, becoming entirely two-dimensional. The metal buckle glimmers, catching the noon light as the corpse slowly rotates. As you wait, your breathing slows down. Some mosquito-like organism buzzes in your peripheral.
Look, he's crying! You gonna cry now, fucking faggoty?
It is eye-hand coordination, unfortunately. We could point the gun at Kuno S. I think that's a bad idea. Let's give it a go. Fingers crossed, eh? Oh my god, amazing.
The buckle explodes into
Two
tiny
sixes.
pieces, coming loose with a whir. With your hand numb from the recoil, you look at the body slump down. For a moment, the man appears to kneel in front of you, looking straight at you, helpless, trapped within itself.
Who killed you?
Communism.
Huh. I thought love did him in.
It takes a millisecond for the association to flash within your cortex. You have no idea where it's coming from, only that it's right.
Communism did him in.
Then the rigor in his muscles gives up, and he smashes sideways into the spring mud, letting out a horrid stench.
RCM, baby, RCM.
Ace is high.
The lieutenant raises his right hand, waiting for you to slap it.
The ace is high, a custom invented by the aerostatic brigades during the revolution, is used to celebrate success in Revachol, especially in sports. The gesture is spread across the world, despite the defeat of the revolutionaries themselves. You could add an ace's low to it, if you like, by turning your back after the high and waiting for another.
Slap it and wait for an ace's low.
The high arrives with a sharp slap. As you turn around, there is a moment of doubt. Feels like that low ain't gonna connect.
Shit.
Chill. It's gonna connect. But then it does, and with furious precision. The lieutenant is not one to leave an ace's low hanging.
Lieutenant Kitsuragi.
I knew these guys were
His voice is deeply approving. Yeah, we are. You got a problem with it? Yeah, we are. You got a problem with it?
Kuno cracks with laughter. Sounds like someone strangling a seagull. It's clear he enjoys himself.
I knew they suck each other off.
What now, Kim?
We will perform a field autopsy and determine the cause of death. But before... Excuse me.
He needs to turn away from the corpse.
It looks like I feel like taking a break from the stench. I'm sorry to interrupt the jubilations here. Just a little breather before we do the autopsy.
Wait, field autopsy?
Yes, the 4 phases of a murder scene. 1. Investigation of the scene.
Tick.
I can't say I'm fully satisfied with that part. We should search for prints, maybe.
He points to the spring mud around you.
2. Initial examination of the victim. We were exhaustive in our efforts there. Good job. 3. Field autopsy. This will not be pleasant or easy, and it will have to be performed on the scene.
The fuck are they on about?
Cops are gonna cut his shit up next.
4 and final, transport of the coroner's case to the district morgue. I'll do that. God, this stinks.
Don't we have someone else for the autopsy, like a doctor?
No, you and I are detectives.
Huh.
The honorary rank of detective signifies our ability to handle the entire incident chain. From crime scene to autopsy to cleanup, we do it all.
Honorary rank.
An honor and a burden attached to your rank. Mine is lieutenant detective, unfortunately. I can't tell you how tired I am of this corpse.
I don't think I'm a detective.
With shooting like that? Of course you are.
Huh.
Your station would not have assigned you to this case otherwise.
Alright, I'll give him back his gun. Damn it, I wanted to keep it.
In the meantime, we should try to interview Evrart Claire, the leader of the Union. Harbour property was clearly used in the hanging. The harbour just east of here. Getting in might prove a challenge, though. I would also suggest we interview Joyce, the Wild Pines representative. But we've already done that, so good for us. 1 down, 1 to go.
Is this that famous list of initial interviews?
Yes. And those were the interviewees. Let's go.
Okay. Okay, so we gained a new thought, which is Ace's Low. +2 empathy towards Kim Kitsuragi. Now, we do need to do a skill point. Oh, what was the skill? I think it was visual calculus we needed to level up. Why is our conceptualization so high? Ah, items. Do we have anything that's going to give us authority suggestion? Huh. The Ledger of Oblivion's now an item. That's kind of cool. Is there anything that's taking away... That's one conceptualization. I'm trying to see if there's anything that's subtracting from our... No, okay. So, I'm tempted to level up... so we can... Because we haven't unlocked this yet again, have we? We've kept it. It's still locked.
There are several footprints in the mud.
Yeah, visual
left
calculus.
by work boots. Anywhere from 6 to 12 pairs have walked here.
Okay. Look, probably does make sense to drop a level in visual calculus. Let's give it a go. Alright, let's give it a shot. Let's see what we get.
There are several footprints in the mud, left by work boots. Anywhere from 6 to 12 pairs have walked here.
58%. It's pretty good.
Maybe more than 12. No. 8 pairs of boots have shuffled back and forth in the mud.
Go over them one by one.
1. Standard work boot, steel reinforced toes, number 46. 2. Standard work boot, steel reinforced toes, number 44. 3. Hobnailed work boot, steel reinforced toes, number 43. 4. Standard work boot, number 45 or 46.
Wait, which is it?
You don't know.
Okay, fair.
It's a miracle you can tell the prints apart as it is. The cold must have preserved them.
Count more.
5. Another standard work boot. Steel reinforced toes. Number 44. 6. An aberration. Light as air. Even pace. Same make of boot, but number 41.
Male or female?
Impossible to tell.
Oh.
Could also have been an adolescent. The gait is undeveloped.
I'm pretty good at this, ain't I?
You're not bad. It's as if the whole world darkens. Everything else has a thin film of unimportance on it, and the tracks burn in the middle of it, in a strange, beautiful way.
Count to rest.
7. The glowing outline of a standard work boot. Number 46. But the imprints are twice as deep as the others. The weight exceeds 200 kilograms.
That seems a lot. 46 is a pretty big boot size, isn't it? 46, 44... not really. We had another 46. But the 200 kilograms, that's huge.
8. And yet another standard work boot. Number 44. There's an aberration in the pattern of the sole, however. The right sole is smoother, more worn.
Okay.
How many?
The lieutenant has been tracking your eye movements. 8.
I was pretty off then. I counted 20.
Same guys going back and forth.
I never got the hang of it. Hyperopia. Do you see anything out of the ordinary?
Light step, number 41 shoe.
A woman or a kid?
I don't think there's any way to be sure.
Understood. Anything else?
Heavy one, 200 kilogram imprint.
200? Could it be the combined weight of two people, one carrying the other who's tied up? Let's say a heavily built worker carrying a similarly built, soon-to-be-dead man.
I was thinking that, yeah, that's what occurred to me as well. But then it also occurred to me that why would you need to carry them?
He might be right. 200 kilograms of living weight is unlikely.
One of them was carrying him over.
Possibly, yes.
The lieutenant marks something down in his notebook. Oh, I hope that isn't like locked in now. I was just like spitballing. Oh, an aberration. One sole is smoother than the other.
Interesting. Let's name it the odd sole.
Do you have any ideas, Lieutenant?
Someone operating a workbench with a pedal? Like a joiner at the Harbour. Or maybe a drummer?
He regrets it the moment he says it.
I think that's funny, but I won't say anything. I'll just nod. Empathy's telling us not to. We'll just nod.
I don't know why I said that. We are not looking for a drummer. We are looking for a group of dock workers.
The lieutenant clearly appreciates the chance to clear up the drummer issue himself.
Good. Okay, I'm pleased we left it then.
Perhaps it could be a driver. A driver would wear out their right shoe before the left. The accelerator is on the right.
I was actually thinking the exact same thing. I'm going to nod thoughtfully because I honestly hadn't thought of that, so I'm going to nod thoughtfully.
We should keep our eyes open around the traffic jam. See whether anyone strikes out as a potential suspect. Seems prudent, no?
Yeah, prudent.
Mm-hmm.
The lieutenant writes the information down in his notebook, then reverts to the tracks in the mud. How old do you think these tracks are? We know the cold preserved them, so maybe they are old enough and the cold has kind of kept them in place.
A week, maybe? 7 days would fit the time frame provided to us by the caller, who reported the hanging.
It is not impossible.
How do you know?
I pulled last week's forecast for coastal Revachol. 7 days below freezing. The day before, the day of his hanging, was the last warm day.
It is the cold.
Correct again. Sub-zero temperatures would preserve the tracks in a good state. The commotion here could have taken place a week ago.
What do you think happened here, Kim?
What do I think? A mob of people brought something heavy to the tree. One of them was carrying the victim. They shuffled around, especially under the tree. Then, after hoisting him up, they stood in a semicircle facing his direction. At first glance, this appears to be a lynching.
Indeed. They all stood in a row here and looked at the tree.
We've been through all of it. Alrighty. Very, very good. Oh, gosh. Sorry. Appears to be off-center from... There we go. The camera was off-center. That was freaking me out. Alright, let's inspect the body. Although... The only thing is Kim didn't want to inspect the body right now. So let's see if we can do some more of these interviews. Oh, actually, visual
You
calculus.
see a set of tire tracks in the brown slush that covers the plaza mosaic.
Let's give it a go.
The tire tracks were left here by an unknown event that took place some days ago. It's a message, written in the language of burnt rubber. Some of that rubber stuck to the tiles right in front of the whirling in rags. This is point A. The driver started there, and then accelerated straight into the fence, left a hole big enough for the Franco-Nigerian cavalry, according to the cafeteria manager. Why that pang of guilt again? The hole in this fence doesn't look that huge.
Holy's not that impressive.
He was exaggerating. People blame cops for everything that goes wrong in the world. This has nothing to do with you.
It's definitely our fault, by the way. Hunt, I'm calling it now. We're going to find out this was us.
As a matter of fact, you don't even know why you stopped here. You would never drive recklessly like this, and you don't have a car.
Right, what happened next?
The driver proceeded to back out of the yard, barely stopping before hitting the adjacent building. Before heading south. Must have been in a hurry.
Car drove through defense.
You are correct. This is a rather motor carriage-friendly city.
Somehow that makes you feel scared. You don't know why.
Is this connected to the case?
I'm not sure. There are plenty of traffic accidents waiting to happen in Martinez. With the jam right here on the roundabout, I would keep them separate.
You could follow the track south. There seems to be a canal there. See where they went, if you find the time.
I'll remember to come back and we'll follow up on those tracks. Oh, look at I just noticed the mosaic on the ground. It's beautiful. Okay, so let's... Oh, that's right. We need to go find Evrart... Who was it? Evrart Claire. Joyce said that he was up this way. We check that bin. Actually, we can trade in... coins. Take some coins. Let's have a bit of a look around, actually. There's some coins there. Looks like this area is blocked off down here. Okay. I'm not going to talk to this guy just yet. Oh, go on, let's talk to him.
Bastards! We have a right to work!
The man yells toward the harbour gates. His voice is the loudest of the lot, and oddly screechy for a man of his size. What's going on here?
Hold up and stay frosty, everyone. Cops are here.
The broad-shouldered alpha male turns to you. He's a full head taller than everybody else here.
You here to fuck with us? Beat the honest worker down.
No?
Good. We're fighting for a cause here. Right to work! Besides, we're not that different. It helps if people see us talking, cops and strikebreakers together. Shows authorities are on our side. Builds confidence.
What kind of cause are we talking about?
Rights of people. Rights of workers. To have gainful employment. To make a salary. And feed their families.
I don't think I've chosen any sides yet.
Might be time. Don't let the fat bastards tread on you. Cops tend to side with the higher-ups, but you're essentially still workers. I don't trust cops, but I can see you understand the right to work! Right to work!
Regardless, I have some questions for you.
Maybe you should ask them the questions, like why we're not allowed to make a living here. We have families to feed, you piece of shit.
He points his finger at the man sitting on the railing.
So do we, Scott.
The loitering man hollers in return. I actually need to speak with the union boss.
Have fun. Union shits are on full strike. Don't think they're going to let you through the gates. Why you want to meet that fat asshole?
I'm interviewing people here about a murder that took place behind a hostel cafeteria there.
I know nothing about a murder.
His reply is snappy and tense. Or terse.
The mention of a killing sends a barely noticeable shiver of tenseness through him. Interesting.
Absolutely nothing. But why so tense?
What are you talking about? I'm not tense.
Yes, He's tense.
Right to work! It's shameful. Cops doing nothing. You should bring backup. Open up the gates for us. Blockading gainful employment for workers is a crime.
This really isn't my area of expertise.
We are not picking a side in this just yet, sir.
Pity. Let us work!
What is a strike?
When a bunch of ungrateful, lazy cockroaches can't get their act together, decide to block honest work for other people.
He shifts uncomfortably in his workers' overalls. What do the strikers want?
Beats me. They mumble nonsense about boardrooms and workers' rights, while we have the right to work!
This guy's leading this entire commotion here.
There's something odd in the way he carries himself. His set of clothing looks vaguely mismatched. The different pieces of the attire seem ill-fitting.
Ill-fitting? What does that mean?
His shirt is far too small and an unpleasantly tight fit, while the overalls, held up by a belt, seem to fit a man with much more corpulence.
You wearing new clothes, mate?
He ignores your question, choosing instead to turn to the emaciated workers, raising both fists in the air. The clothes are obviously not his. Silence is the answer. There's something off here, but he won't say what. You've been talking to him for quite a while now. Something is off with this guy. Ask him where he's from.
Okay, I've got to ask, where exactly are you from?
What's it to you?
Routine, part of the investigation.
Am I a suspect? Done no crimes. I only fight for the rights of people.
Already got that. I'm interested in your background.
We're all workers, right? Workers stick together. Came from the eminent domain, in Jamrock. Backgrounds in odd jobs, heavy lifting, cargo hauling, bouncer work. I know the drill.
A bouncer? Where? I frequent a lot of bars. Maybe it's one I know.
Worked at Territorial. Ring a bell?
I mean, we don't remember anything, but I'm not going to reveal that. What if we accuse him of lying? If he's not lying, he's going to answer like, oh, well, it's definitely there. Never heard of it. You lying?
We're done here. I have a strike to break.
He squints at you. A little spark of violence gutters in his eyes. Then he blinks and turns to his men. Oh.
The 15th Indo tribe. Because there was. The 15th Indo tribe was comprised of 8 kids from Forberg and North Jamrock, running from wild dogs in the valley, hiding scents under rocks, and stealing clothes off clotheslines, and sometimes even the copper wiring of phone lines. You may have been one of them. This must be a childhood memory. The 15th Indo tribe was your Indo tribe, set to rule in Cylinder. The rest of the kids are dead now. Car accidents and drug overdoses. Only you remain.
And the bonus? 10 cents for every green orb we click, and savoir-faire raised to 6. Brilliant. Caustic Echo is still coming along. 7 hours. I don't think we're going to get that one solved before tonight. Yeah. Oh, let's leave that be for the moment. Now we can start to click on these green orbs. The lorries probably stored fuel here. Now they store booze. It says GRIH, the Greater Revachol Industrial Harbour. Oh, that's the guy on the railing that he was yelling at, and he's pointing at him too.
Scab?
I'm not a scab, I'm a cop.
I was just messing with you. No one's ever seen a cop scab. Imagine, you cops going on a strike, but then another cop comes in and says, let us cop for less money. Speaking of, what brings the RCM here? To the Wild North? Come to see the strife?
I need to get past the gate to speak with your boss.
Oh, good, good. What matters do you want to discuss with Evrart?
Can't disclose any details of an ongoing case, although call me mañana, he might know something. Might have information about a killing that took place behind a hostel.
Everart's got a lot of knowledge about a lot of things, eh? Doesn't often dole it out, though. But sure, why not?
Oh, does this mean you can let me through the gate?
I don't operate in that capacity. I'm not a granter of passage. The passage grants itself.
That's simple. I just walk in.
Aye. Walk right past Measurehead and go in.
Past Measurehead?
Yeah, the 2.5 meter tall Semini supremacist there. Walk right past him,
Right.
then press the button to unlock the door,
Uh-huh.
then go past him again,
Okay.
and you enter the arbor through the office. Está.
Some reason it doesn't seem like it's going to be that easy.
Don't worry, I'm sure it's not completely impossible. For example, you could best Measurehead in a physical confrontation,
I doubt it.
or you could convert to a Semini supremacist worldview. Or, maybe it actually is completely impossible.
Has anyone here ever bested him in a physical confrontation?
Not yet, no. He's incredibly strong.
Has any of the scabs tried converting to his worldview?
Jean-Luc himself would say the philosophy has proven overly heroic for the scabs to convert to. Not enough intuition.
Got it. Another thing.
Sure.
I'm a bit short on money right now. Can you give me some of it?
Sure thing, my friend. I can help you out.
Try to catch it. Come on.
The coin lands into your hand as if it has always belonged there. The swallow returns.
Appreciated.
Always glad to help out the RCM. Shame I can't do more. Things are meager at the moment due to... You know, the winter's fat is slowly running out and all. Still better than scabbing, though.
Union has problems getting by.
Nothing to worry about, really. The jam's a bit of a mess, cargo can't get in or out. The rationing is a bit stricter is all. Supplies should last the strike, though.
Every little bit helps, you know.
I'm always glad to help out when possible. Not like these slithering scabs.
What's this strike about, anyway?
You know, serious business. I'm sure the big boss will be glad to tell you. You'll have to ask him first.
Fair enough.
He's a chatty guy. Wants to talk about the strike. Return once you've met the union boss and are on a better footing with the organization.
Nice talk. Got to get moving. Okay. Seems nice and friendly. The stuff up here. A hermetically sealed door, locked by electronic means. There's no lock picking or door kicking this one. Damn it. Well, alright, let's see if he'll let me press this button.
Your body betrays your degeneracy.
I don't think we are going to be able to reason with this man.
Yeah, Measurehead. His body totally betrays his degeneracy.
Don't say anything. Size him up first.
I'll say nothing and size him up first.
Are you admiring my morphophysiology?
A ripple of muscle passes underneath his skin. He lets you look.
It must be frightening to stand in the shadow of this racial pinnacle. Be calm, Sandwich. You are not in danger, because you are not a threat to me.
I don't want to be a ham sandwich. What do you mean my body betrays my degeneracy?
You have succumbed to Al Ghul. You reek of it. An invisible sword of Al Ghul emerges from your throat. You cannot see it, but others can. It is making the woman in my company sick.
Al Ghul? Alcohol.
Yes, Al Ghul.
But what is Al Ghul?
Al Ghul is an ancient Ilmaran poison. A parasitic fungus that has colonized your race. It is a trick the desert pygmies played on you for humiliating them and stripping them of their land.
You mean alcohol?
Correct, my small skull servant.
Kim, is it really that bad?
It's not good.
It's like a rat crawled into your stomach, got drunk and drowned.
Enough. I need to open the door to the harbour.
No, you don't. You need to get another drink. Occidental Haplogroup B4 is done giving orders around here. The influence of the ham sandwich race is waning.
Show him the ham still got it.
Actually, I think the ham sandwich race still has it in them.
Willingly calling yourself a ham
Shit.
sandwich. How far the Occidental haplogroup has fallen.
Damn it.
You were once a noble and powerful race. You gave the world eugenics,
Oh, no.
electricity,
That's okay.
and powerful weapons of war like missiles
Not
and
great.
aerostatic aircraft.
That one's okay.
You made great gains in metallurgy,
Pretty good.
race theory, and
Really bad.
statecraft.
Pretty bad too.
You dominated lesser cultures,
Oh my god.
like the deformed Hemians and the inexplicably potato-obsessed Quakers. But now your ascent to the genetic summit has halted. You are obsessed with sadness and with frivolous pop culture.
What?
You will be superseded. Isn't that right, babe?
It is, baby, yeah. You know it.
There is a button right behind him, just out of reach. It must be the one that opens the door to the harbour.
Situation's serious. Your people have probably killed a man. I need to talk to your boss.
Enough with this begging. You should leave the stage of history with dignity by inviting the other races to a great world war.
No.
Bring your troops.
No.
The city walls will be lined with bottles of Al Ghul, your beloved beverage. Inside, we will store the oaths to homosexuality.
No, we're out. Nope,
We
nope,
still
nope.
need to get into the harbor. There's an interview to conduct. There must be another way.
His gaze wanders over the whirling's roof to the yard. Okay, we're not getting in that way. It's not happening. I'm not succumbing to his advanced race theory, question mark, and I'm certainly not going to try and knock him out with a 3% chance of success. Not happening. Jump Jams, a popular music mag. Glossy magazine, most able-bodied men. This issue hosts a top 10 list. Closed for winter. Please use main entrance. Goods from the lorry haphazardly litter the surroundings. Oh, actually, do we have a spare point? Yeah, we could probably start learning Ace's Low. Or Guillaume Le Million. Learn some long way home. Yeah, I'm happy. Oh, no, let's save it. So let's wait. Pigs Go Home. The street name is illegible. I struggle with that. Street sign reads, "Fuck the police." A heap of snow melts in this wheelbarrow. So Kim was looking back towards the yard. Rue de Saint-Guilain, 8B. Wonder if there's something we've missed around here. Oh, okay, yep, fair enough. This winch mechanism has been oxidizing for some years. What else have we got around here? Oh, hello.
An inconspicuous pile of the roofing material, Eternite.
What is this?
It's nothing. Someone just left some roofing material slanted against an old shack.
Perception 42%. Why am I looking at this pile of roofing material?
Because there's a secret door
two
hidden behind the
sixes.
panels of Eternite. That's why they're too orderly.
Pull the panels aside.
There it is. You see a shabby little door.
Nice.
What is this then? A tool shed? Let's investigate.
Excellent. Yeah, let's have a look. What have we got here? Ooh. Container we can get some stuff out of. Oh, actually, yes, we got some extra tools. We should be equipping these tools, shouldn't I? A silver plate with traces of bone yellow powder.
Be still, my beating heart. It's amphetamine. Sweet amphetamine. The lieutenant isn't studying the powder in the mirror. He's studying you.
Someone's taken narcotics here. I wasn't thinking about taking it. I've heard amphetamines make you a really good detective. Are you a really good detective?
No, I'm just a regular detective, thank you very much.
Someone's taking narcotics here. Perhaps the police should interfere? I wasn't thinking about taking it, I swear. I was just thinking about justice.
Of course, detective. Swift justice. Don't worry, we don't have to investigate every trace of narcotics.
The lieutenant points to the ladder in the corner.
Yeah, swift, lightning justice. Faster, harder, justicer.
See that ladder there? It's probably another way into the industrial harbor, no? A secret path the local kids use.
Alrighty then. The poster says, "Get out of the way, or get fucked up." Cured pig's head. It looks mummified. An empty tube of magnesium supplement. Well, let's have a look up here. Oh, what do we got here? Oh, we got to go around to get to it. Okay, fair enough. Oh, hang on. This doorway is going to collapse soon. Restoration pillars keep the ruins together. Is this a postcard? Oh, sorry. Got some money here. Alright, let's keep heading up. Looks like there's more stuff up here. Aha, another container. Good, +1 health. Not going to say no to that. Got some stuff here. And some stuff here. Nice. Look at all this stuff over here. Can we get there? No. Okay. I think we might be, stuck up here. Hang on, no.
Looks like someone left his tarpaulin cloak hanging on the railing here. Man down, a trooper has been left behind the enemy lines.
Oh, it's an RCM cut. I can see the white rectangle. The, what do they call it? Holographic display?
You could swear it's more of an instinct than an actual sight. But you know there's the RCM signature rectangle on the cloak. It's a cop's cloak.
It's a cop's cloak. It's a cop's cloak.
Yes, it's probably yours.
Oh.
It bears the RCM insignia, and you have a habit of being careless with your equipment.
Fair.
You could probably make the jump. You look like you've done some track and field in your day.
I'm gonna look around.
The wind is aggressive up here. The lieutenant looks at the enormous crane towering in the distance over the container yard. The look in his eyes is a mix of the engineer-like interest and the wonder of a 6-year-old seeing a horse for the first time. That machine is a Kvalsund 1020 HK.
Kvalsund 1020 HK. Point at the crane.
Is it? Kvalsund makes a lot of heavy
Quite.
equipment, but this is phenomenal, even for them.
It's a pretty impressive crane.
But I digress. We were focusing on your cloak here.
He looks at the sad piece of fabric flapping in the wind. Do you really think this cloak is mine? Should I go for it? Jump.
The cloak? I do think it's yours, yes. As to whether you should go for it?
He looks over the edge at the cold pavement below.
Well, it doesn't seem too dangerous. 2-meter stops. Whenever you're ready to do it, I'll be right behind you.
The cloak looks like a bag of goodies floating in the wind. Who knows what its pockets may hide?
That's a good point. I know what we're doing up here. Savoir-faire 8. Aren't we getting minus to our savoir-faire? Yeah, we are. Hang on. No. We need to jump out. Yeah, not right now. Sorry, we need to take some stuff off. Our shoes are giving us -1 to savoir-faire. As is our pants. And that's it. Oh, there's a spot for bullets. Okay, so our savoir-faire is now... What are we looking at? 3. Yikes. I wonder if we should put another point in it. Should we put a point in savoir-faire? No. I think it makes sense to try it, and if we fail, we can then put the point in savoir-faire to unlock it again.
Tarpaulin cloak with possible RCM markings is still caught on the railing.
Let's give it a go. Oh, we did it! I'm so pleased we didn't put that point in.
As you leap in the air,
5 and a
a
6.
chilly breeze engulfs you, sharpening your senses.
Close your eyes. Let your senses take in the world around you.
Ankles tingling from the tension, blood roaring in your ears. You are ready for your rendezvous with the concrete pavement below.
He's so on the money, Bratan! Just imagine yourself dual-wielding a bottle and a flaming cigarette whilst airborne!
Thank you, horrific necktie. Continue the voyage through the salty air.
As the concrete floor welcomes you, you realize it's been a while since you felt so alive, alert, capable. Must be the adrenaline.
I knew you could do it. My climbing down might not have been as disco as your jump, but at least we can explore the harbor now.
Nice.
With your feet firmly planted on the concrete, the noise of the harbor rushes back in.
Nice. We get the cloak. Let's have a look. I better put my pants and shoes back on. +1 esprit de corps, +1 shivers. Oh, this is like just basically the better version of that cloak. Nice. Looks like someone skins this blazer off some long extinct disco animal. And the jacket, police coat made from heavy tarpaulin. Okay, brilliant. Taking back the streets, know thy neighborhood. Feeling twitchy, bum brain. I didn't realize they had these really cool tied around the thighs, tied around the crotch. That's great. Awesome watchtower heels. Heels ridiculously high. Cool, okay. Sweet, let's carry on. Collecting rainwater. There we go. We didn't even have to talk to that racist. Oh, let's get this. Oh, okay. Why can't I open up this? Sorry, let me put the sprinting back on. Why can't I collect... Oh, it's too... Oh, bottles. Lots of bottles. Lots and lots and lots of bottles. At least 3 packs worth of cigarette butts. Numerous empty bottles of Commodore Red and potent Pilsner.
All those empty wine bottles and cigarette butts on the ground. Someone partied really, really hard here.
How hard?
Well, they went through 6 bottles of potent Pilsner, 3 bottles of Commodore Red, and almost 4 packs of cigarettes. It must have been pretty hard.
Yeah, that's really hard. Did I do this?
Well, yes, I think we can say with relative confidence that it was you.
I must have been on an advanced scouting mission into Harbour.
Yes, this looks pretty advanced, all right. For now, let's just move on.
Oh boy. Love you, Kim. Let's pick up all of these, because these will be useful as money later on. Looks like there's something in that building there too that we can check out. My God, so many bottles. Is that all of them? Alright, let's have a look in here.
This is the night watchman's booth. The name on the door reads, René Arnaud.
Kim, I'm going to take a quick look inside.
If you must. But please hurry, we are pretty easy to spot up here.
Nothing incriminating catches your eye. The cabinets are clean and their sparse contents meticulously organized. There's a framed photograph on the table.
I'm going to take the picture.
It's a black and white photo of a young couple out in a street fair. The man is young, dark-skinned, and dressed in a Royal Carabinieri uniform. The girl is smiling playfully at the camera.
Why did you take that?
I'm making an artistic photo collage, Kim.
Of course you are. What murder investigation would be complete without an arbitrary photo collage?
Yeah, that's right, Kim. Making a photo collage. Wild pines? Okay, so this is the car. Oh, hello. All around you, great machines in quiescence. Quiescence? Quiescence. Quiescence. White pine trees are printed on the screen covering. Looks like a forest under snow. Ooh, a button.
A rusting control panel with several knobs. 2 buttons marked Marche and Arrête are faded with use. It seems to control the large crane above. A container is attached to its hook block. Marche. On. Arrête. Off.
Fair. We even figured that out. Arrête sounds a lot like arrest. Marche.
With a loud grind, the crane shifts overhead, moving a massive metal container through the air.
Oh, I wonder if we can get some good stuff out of this container. Sneak in, see what they've got. Maybe some new clothes. Maybe a bit of real. Oh, is it going to fall backwards? Oh god, what have I done? Oh no, it's okay. I genuinely thought for a second there that was going to tip backwards.
And with a surprisingly quiet thunk, the crane places the container down. This crane was built with a purpose, which has now been fulfilled. To move this container.
What's inside the container?
Who can say? All you know is, it's special.
Inland Empire doesn't look
I can't see how that was worth the ruckus, except for seeing the crane in action, which I admit was satisfying.
We'll leave for the moment. There's no need to press stop. Oh, stuff up here. Look, there's all stuff up here. Stuff over there too. Let's see what's in here. Some money. A Nosafed. Not that we need it. You see faded industrial letting on the platform. Carvelsund.
Before you stands a cargo container. Just one of many in the yard.
Lieutenant, I think there's something special about this container.
You do? Because I don't.
What? Why not?
There are a million containers here. Why are you fixating on this one?
I don't know, Kim. Just feels special.
It's a cargo container, detective. Just like all the others.
He doesn't even look at it.
We are not here to interact with containers. We are here to interview the Union boss.
I'm going to knock on the door.
No reply.
I'm going to open the door.
You attempt to turn the handle, to no avail. The doors seem to be mechanically locked.
Okay, fair enough.
To your left, the lieutenant considers your actions with some puzzlement.
Rhetoric impossible. Persuade the door to open.
Why are you even trying to open a door with rhetoric?
Because getting physical wasn't an option.
Because what wasn't an option?
Using my body over my wits.
Now is not the time to get philosophical, detective. You can do that after hours.
Alright, we'll come back when we've got a skill point in rhetoric. Try and open the door. See if that's worth the... Oh, can we still interact with... Oh, we can. Okay, cool. So there's probably still some more... Whoops, sorry. Probably still some more we could learn from our binder too. Actually, hang on. What does our binder give us? +1 authority, +1 suggestion. Okay. I did see a bubble pop up for a second there. Let's see if I can trigger it again. There we go. The shipyard ahead is oddly quiet. The great machines are sleeping. The speaker tower is silent. There is no work to organize in the yard below. Container over here. Oh, hello. The musk of oil and rust comes from the chasm in front of you. Smells like blood. Damn, they're cool gloves, but they're +1 half-light, which is not something I use very much of. Maybe I can sell them. I don't really want half-light to be given any more time than necessary. Industrial-sized thermos. Smells like burnt coffee. Take some coins. Oh, hello. The banner sags under the weight of rain and snow. White waves on red. Sinks container. Okay, hello.
Container, container, I'll turn you nice and red. Container, container, put the logos on.
That doesn't rhyme. Easy Leo. Oh, look at his character portrait.
The lyrics to this container song are being made up as he goes along.
Alright, fair enough.
The accent is so thick, it's impossible not to notice he's Ubi, from the vanishing peninsula of Ubisund on Muindi.
Muindi.
Container, container, used to be Wild Pines. Container, container, now belongs to Evrart.
The tiny man is so engaged in his work, he doesn't notice you. Do not interrupt the little man in his joyous activity. Oh, hi.
Evrart, 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 he looks after everyone. Huh? Well, hey there. How can I help you, mister?
The look in his deep blue eyes is as sincere as you've ever seen. Kind of makes you feel like an arsehole for no apparent reason.
I see you are not a union man, mister. Did you get lost? You're not one of them scabs, are you?
What is it with you people and scabs?
I mean, I don't personally mind. Folks is just folks, you know, and folks gotta eat.
He doesn't seem to be waiting for you to answer.
Just some of the other guys don't look too kindly on the scabbing kind, if you know what I mean, mister.
I don't think I need to point out race as often as this game is letting me, so I'm not going to pick that option. What are you doing with the containers?
Oh, I'm just making some covers for them containers here. Yes, I am. Yes, I am. So it's easier for the crane operators to spot them.
You sang before used to be Wild Pines, now belongs to Evrart. I'm pretty sure you're, like, stealing these by putting different covers on them. Let's give it a go.
Everything is so pretty and red. You and Leo look like brothers as you glance around with similar childlike wonder.
Wow, red is so much prettier than drab-hole green.
Sure is, mister. Sure is. Really livens up the place. Yes, it does. Yes, it...
I had to break this bonding moment, but the red containers mean they are replacing the company livery with the union livery, which means this strike isn't gonna stop anytime soon.
Where is everyone? Easy, Leo. Harbour's empty.
Oh, most of the guys are down at the gates, keeping the scabs from coming in.
He leans in with a confidential look.
We're on a strike. The whole union is. You don't have to work when you're on strike. Ha! We haven't worked for 2 months now.
But you're working now, Leo.
So no one is working?
Not everyone is down there, of course. Mr. Evrart is in his office, where he always is. And Jean-Luc is guarding the gate. But Titus and his boys got into some drunken trouble and Evrart sent them on a nice vacation. For a week or so.
He stops, but seems eager to tell you more. What kind of trouble did this Titus and his friend get into, Leo?
Oh, I'm not really supposed to talk about that. That's union business.
He smiles and leans closer.
Him and his boys stirred up something in town. Probably drank too much and got into a fight or something. I heard Mr. Evrart telling them to take some time off.
Don't go all bad cop on this simple, friendly fellow.
I'm not going to go bad cop. What did they actually do, though, Leo?
I guess the boys got a bit too rowdy and had to let out some steam. I don't really know the details. That's just how boys are, you know. I haven't been in a fight since I was in middle school.
This guy's lovely.
Easy, Leo. Let's keep this on the hearties.
Too rowdy? Leo, what kind of fight did they get into? Did they kill a mercenary? A mercenary? I mean, that's a good explanation for this person.
Too late. Leo's mouth is still moving, and the words are spewing forth. Words, words, and look, even more words. This guy could go on till the end of days. Now he's talking about some drunk sawmill owner who... No, he already switched to a prized fishing rod he apparently owned at some point. You know what? Just cut in there with your questions.
Okay, I think let's cut to the chase. I'm looking for the leader of Dockworkers Union.
Oh, you want Mr. Evrart then? He's an awfully nice fellow, he is. Him and his brother are both nice fellows. They've lived their entire lives in this here neighborhood.
He coughs, then continues immediately.
Guys like Mr. Evrart and Mr. Edgar, his brother, are real good guys. Made Martinez what it is today. Mr. Evrart and Mr. Edgar and I went to the same school we did when we were boys.
Patience. Deep down you have the mental power to keep listening. Not many would, but you do.
Okay, I'm going to listen to Volition. I will not interrupt him.
Had an arithmetics teacher, Miss Bellows. Her real name was Miss Bellams. She was a real pretty lady, but when she got mad...
His laugh.
All the boys liked her, if you know what I mean, mister. We used to sneak in her yard in the dark and peek through the window. One time we saw Miss Bellows with a fellow. Yes, we did, mister.
No, you fucking didn't.
Yes, we did, mister. Indeed we did. Him was a big, big fellow. Used to drive the Troika near ours' school and everything. Them was all naked too. That's all I got to say about that.
Very interesting. Thank you for telling me the whole thing.
Thank you. Almost forgot. Mr. Evrart is in that container over there. I got distracted telling the story, but he's in there.
We'll come back and talk to Leo later, I think. I imagine Leo's going to be here changing these containers into Union containers. Thanks, Leo. Okay, I'm off.
Bye-bye now.
Alright, well what's the... Oh, that's just the Found Ultra Series gloves. Okay, fair enough. Let's head on inside. Yeah, nothing else out here. The coffee in the giant thermoses is still lukewarm. The stair made of pallets leading up. Oh my god, look at this man. A taxidermy fish that tells time. Okay, I'm thinking for this particular conversation, having +1 authority and +1 suggestion might be good. However, it is going to give us -1 inland empire. That's still not too bad. Oh, sorry. That's still not too bad. Yeah, I say we switch over and we use the Ledger of Oblivion. Might be worth having some authority and some suggestion for this. Unless it's still 5. 5's pretty good. Yeah, I think we'll leave it at that. That'll be good. Let's leave it at that. All right, let's talk to Evrart.
Before you is a walrus of a man seated behind a large desk. He looks up from his work, not the least bit surprised to see you.
Sorry, walrus of a man. Wasn't expecting that.
With great effort, he straightens himself up in his chair, yet says nothing. He simply stares at you. A typical power play. Wait for him to speak first. Show him you've got a backbone.
Volition all the way. Say nothing, look him dead in the eyes.
The one good eye of this man fills you up without even flickering. The other, his lazy eye, is constantly moving like a goldfish in a tank.
So if we look at his character portrait, so lazy eye in this case is referring to a strabismus or an eye turn. His right eye is turned out, which means it's an exotropia. And if it's flickering and moving, that means he's technically got a nystagmus, which is a involuntary muscle movement where the eye sort of flickers at the edge of vision.
Grotesquely magnified by his +6 glasses.
Everyone's hyperopic here.
For a moment, you don't know where to look. It is unbearably humid in the trailer. Beads of sweat slide down the man's forehead.
I'm going volition all the way, baby. Keep staring.
At first, nothing happens. His face wears a wide and self-satisfied smile. Every now and then, he smacks his big lips. Like a general over his maps, he plots his moves. Judging by the way he's licking his chops, it's going to be a good one.
So...
He begins to speak, albeit very slowly, purposefully leaving a pause after his opener.
Mr. Dubois, Mr. Kitsuragi, how nice that you found a moment to pay a visit to the Debardairs Union. I'm Evrart Claire, head of this little operation here.
Well, if Kim Kitsuragi is Mr. Kitsuragi, I guess I'm Mr. Dubois.
Please, have a seat.
He gestures to a tiny folding chair opposite his giant desk.
The folding chair looks like a torture device. Extremely uncomfortable.
You go ahead, detective.
The lieutenant nods at you, then the chair.
Whatever he has in store for you, it can't be good, he thinks. I'll do my best.
Thank you, Kim.
Forget about that. What's with this Dubois stuff? You're getting some seriously bad vibes from that name.
So Composure said don't take a seat. I'm going to say I'd rather stand. I'd rather stand. Although, I'd rather stand.
Please, Mr. Dubois, let us converse in a civilized manner, as equals. Take a seat. I insist.
He's trying to throw you off your game with this Dubois nonsense. Don't give him the pleasure.
I don't sit. Kind of my thing.
Very well, Mr. Dubois. I respect a man with strong convictions.
As he nods, his multiple chins move like ocean waves.
I, too, have convictions. One of which is that I will not engage with any man who won't face me at eye level.
We tried.
Should you find yourself more amenable in the future, I'd gladly resume our conversation. But until then, I'm afraid I must ask you to leave.
To leave? He turns back to his typewriter.
Don't give up, but don't leave either. You're going to have this conversation on your terms. You just need to remain headstrong.
Remain standing and don't go anywhere.
Evrart starts whistling a little worker song. He really is trying to ignore you, or will you out of existence.
Stand strong, my brother.
The lieutenant stands right next to you, not showing any signs of impatience or boredom.
I see you are an extremely stubborn man, Mr. Dubois. That ain't necessarily a bad thing.
Finally, the big man looks you in the eye and speaks.
You did it. This might help against whatever comes next.
Yeah, baby.
So tell me, how can the head of the Debarders Union help a representative of the Revachol Citizens Militia today?
Can we just enjoy his voice for a second as well? It's amazing.
Oh, by the way, I heard you got a rather rude reception from a certain Lawrence Gart. Some people have no manners, it pains me to say. This should take care of that nonsense.
He points to a giant novelty check on his desk. It's absolutely, comically huge.
It should be sufficient to cover your expenses for a few days and patch over your differences with a cafeteria manager. Go ahead, take it.
I don't want to. I know I've taken money from other people, but this feels different.
Wow, that's 25 real. That's good money.
That's not that much.
You need it.
It's not that much. Wait, you know Gart?
Yes, I know Lawrence. He's a real character. No union man in him. A real piece of work, that boy is.
With a grin, he points to the checker game. It's like you're on a game show. At least don't thank him for it.
Keep it, I'm good.
Okay, okay. I respect a man with principles. No handouts, then.
He crosses his arms on his ample midsection and sinks further into his chair.
Now, I'd like to set your mind at ease about one other matter. Your lost gun. Let me assure you, Union people are on it as we speak. I've got my best hounds looking for that lost gun.
His slug-like lips move, but all you hear is an echo. Lost gun, lost gun, lost gun.
How does he know?
The world is swallowed by a black hole of fear. Only 2 words escape its gravitational pull. Lost and gun.
Oh, I don't know if I should ask him about this. I'm not worried. I got this.
Are you all right, Harry? You say you got this, but you seem a little anxious to me. Don't be. Everything's going to be all right. It's not like you left it loaded. You didn't lose a loaded gun. Local children aren't out there playing with it right now, pointing it into their own mouths. It's in a safe place. I just know it. I have a feeling everything's going to be all right.
I mean, look, on the bright side, I guess it is good I didn't lose a loaded gun, although I can't help but notice I don't have any bullets in my inventory.
Oh fuck. It was loaded. There were 2 bullets in it. You always keep at least 2 barrels loaded.
Fuck. Let's not panic.
God, you're sweating. Your knee is jerking. You're about to cry, aren't you? You're about to cry because you lost your gun and those children are going to shoot themselves with it.
No. Oh no. No, I'm not about to cry. Stay cool.
Mr. Dubois, you don't look so good.
What is this, Mr. Dubois? He keeps repeating.
Oh God.
What is he trying to pull here? You need to cool the fuck down. Chill.
Oh God, what's my volition at now? Must be pretty low. 3. We need to get our volition back. What are we up to? 5, that'll do.
Mr. Dubois! Mr. Dubois! Harry!
The large man snaps his fingers, but to no effect. You're in some kind of stupor. Keep standing there wobbly like a man-shaped jello shot. There are no Harrys. Let your mind go to your safe place. We've got to pick the jello shot, right?
While Evrart is distracted by your odd behavior, the lieutenant's eyes are mapping everything around you. The folder, desk, papers on the wall.
Mr. Dubois, are you okay? can I get you a glass of water or something? Are you having some kind of medical emergency?
This fucking game.
Maybe you could use your hands somehow, in a kind of throw-in motion, like you're throwing that Mr. Dubois act right back at him. He's Mr. Dubois.
I'm melting. Actually, I could use that glass of water. Straighten out.
What an odd demonstration of... you got me, Harry. I don't even know what. As entertaining as it was, I'm afraid we're wasting our time.
Oh no.
And I'm an extremely busy man, as I'm sure you are too.
I've really let Kim down with this one.
Okay, enough. We are here to ask you some questions pertaining to a murder investigation.
Quick, here's your window. Get yourself together and ask him questions. Police officer questions. It is about time to stop embarrassing yourself. Questions will help you regain some of your lost dignity.
Woof. I want to talk about the hanging.
Oh, of course. That's your main thing here. That's why you're in Martinez. I know everything that goes on around here, and I would love to discuss it with you.
Right.
I mean, it's no secret that the lynching is connected to the strike.
Great.
So much to talk about.
Good.
Honestly, it's been weighing on me so heavily. I understand you need to interview me.
Say nothing.
But there's a thing that's been keeping me up at night. I want to talk about the hanging. I mean, if we could just calmly talk, exchange information, we could blow this thing wide open.
Okay, then let's do it.
Yes, that sounds good. Let's do that.
But I can't think straight with this thing weighing on me. You're police officers, aren't you? I have a crazy idea. You guys are basically door-opening machines, incredibly talented at opening doors.
You heard wrong, Evrart. We're not.
Oh, you're being too modest, my friend. But don't worry. This annoying thing I have is completely legal. I just need you to open a door.
That's it?
The stars aligned into a cosmic frown here. He has your fate decided. Bide your time, however, and let the stars continue their course, and that frown shall turn into a smile. Only if you play along.
Okay, so Imagination, Inland Empire thinks we should do this. Whose door is it?
Oh, no one's. It's just a weasel. A weasel lives there. Nothing for you to worry about.
What do you mean by weasel?
A loud blabbering weasel. When weasels feel no one is watching, they start acting foolishly.
Okay.
Just go there, unlock the door, and leave it open. It's been such a burden on me, Harry. I just want this to be over so I can discuss business with you.
Why don't you just open it yourself, or get one of your goons to do it?
Harry, I'm a very busy man, and more importantly, I don't have that extraordinary physique you do. You look like you could run around all day.
Sorry, are we talking about the same character? I have a 1 in physique. I could not be less physical.
You want to send someone a message that the police are working for you.
Yes.
I repeat, I'm a very, very busy man, Mr. Kitsuragi, and therefore I must occasionally enlist outside help. So what will it be, Harry?
Damn it, fine. I'll look into it. We need to talk about that murder.
Fantastic, my friend.
Damn it.
Just let me know when it's done and we can take our friendship to the next level.
This was a mistake. Damn it, we're now working for both Evrart and for Joyce.
You can get the key from Manana. He's down by the gates. Manana's like a free agent in the Union.
He's nice, yeah.
Special operations. Hardened socialist. A real free thinker, too. He'll tell you precisely where the door is. One last thing, Harry. Just open the door. You don't need to go in or anything. I just want that weasel to come home and see the unlocked door.
I met Joyce, the company representative.
Oh, that's very nice. I haven't gotten around to her yet. I'm very, very busy, you see. I hope you're getting along. One thing I want to make very clear, Harry, is that this is not some kind of union versus corporation situation. Everyone is just pals here.
Just pals?
Yes, we're all trying to do what's best for Martinez. Don't feel like you shouldn't work with her just because you and I are such good friends. I'm not a jealous guy.
I think he is. Sounds like...
Whoa, that's so nice of him. Suspiciously nice.
you sure? Find it a little odd.
I'm just a nice guy, Harry. I wouldn't be where I am now if I wasn't nice. Politics is all about emotions, and I want you to have positive emotions when you think of me.
That last sentence is the most honest thing he said to me. He wants us to have positive emotions when we think of him. Absolutely. I 100% believe that. Everything else he said is bullshit. But that, I think he believes that. Because if we have positive emotions about him, we're easier to manipulate. What happened to the previous negotiator, Mr. Gaumont? Gaumont.
What do you mean, Harry? Nothing. I let him go.
He made concessions for the company in previous negotiations. Why would you let an ally like that go?
He's an old man, Harry. I wanted him to spend more time with his family. God knows how long he's got left.
But you called him a midget.
Harry, I have little people in my organization. I would never call someone a midget. What is this? Honestly, I'm beginning to think you're a midget, Harry. I'm only kidding, Harry. You're not a midget. No one is. We're pals.
Joyce said the previous union leader vanished under suspicious circumstances.
Vanished? Harry, the woman left her casserole in the oven and couldn't make it here in time for the voting.
That's not what Joyce said.
Oh, did I leave my casserole on? Better go home and check. The election can wait. When she got back, the whole thing was over.
Wait, there was no mention of a casserole from Joyce.
Funny, Joyce didn't mention any casserole.
Harry. Do not fixate on this little matter. Maybe it was a rabbit stew, or a hairdryer, or an iron. The point is, her heart wasn't in it. Mine was.
If it's spilled blood you're looking for, then there certainly isn't any in his expression or demeanor now.
Evrart, Joyce seems to think the union is lowballing her.
Yes. Lowballing, of course. This isn't a casino, Harry. Real people, real livelihoods are at stake here. But everything's a casino for those rich types.
Damn it.
His expression makes it clear. This is childish and irresponsible behavior.
Why haven't you let her in to see you?
If she actually wants to see me, she will find a way. Any good negotiator would. And I just don't have anything to discuss with a bad negotiator.
Shit, that's not a bad... Oh.
He doesn't want to see her. It's as simple as that.
Alright, let's talk about something else.
Of course, Harry. Let me just assure you one more time. It's perfectly okay to share anything we discuss here with this Joyce. This is a completely transparent organization.
I bet it is.
I have no interest in what she is doing, but I myself have nothing to hide. Your business is your business, and I respect your privacy. Just remember, none of this is secret. Tell her about all of it. My brother's picture, my singing swordfish clock. Tell her how overweight I am and how I'm helping you find your lost gun. Tell her about everything. Evrart doesn't mind.
I'm not mentioning the lost gun. You gotta be kidding me.
It is rather interesting to tell people things about each other, isn't it? It was nice telling him about her right now.
Oh, maybe I shouldn't have mentioned that I'd seen... Damn it! This guy's playing me. I am just falling right into it. I'm not going to talk about the lost gun. I'm told the union is involved in a local drug trade.
What? Harry, how could you say that to me? You know I appreciate a joke as much as any jolly fat guy, but I can't take slander. Are you actually investigating this?
No comment.
Harry, you wound me, Harry, in the heart. But I trust you to put this to bed. Do what you must, and let's change the subject, shall we?
So he's not going to give us anything. Fair enough.
Thank you for your understanding. We will continue to do what we must.
You too, Lieutenant. You know, I like you, but you never were my favorite. I'm a Harry guy. I'm Team Harry.
None taken. Did we have anything else to do here, Harry?
Aren't you going to ask how I got in?
Harry, honestly, I'm just relieved you didn't get a hernia. A man your age...
A man my age, what are you implying? I'm at the peak of my abilities. I too am surprised by the resilience and athleticism of this tool I've been provided with. I too am surprised by the resilience and athleticism of this tool I've been provided with.
Yes, Harry. You are obviously in peak physical condition, and I salute both your initiative and your physical prowess. Very impressive, Harry. Very impressive. Anyway, I assure you, I am a very well-informed man. Information reaches me before I even get the chance to request it.
I don't think we want to reveal the Mr. Dubois thing to Evrart. I think we just need to... I don't think we want to reveal we don't know our own name. I don't want to ask him about the gun, but I think I have to. Let's talk about my lost gun.
Yes, your lost gun. My best men are on it. They're turning every stone, searching every playground, asking kids, grandmas, everyone.
Oh my god. This is so bad.
Your gun will be found, Harry. Let me assure you of that. It's just a matter of time and effort.
The only way to find it seems to be working with him. He might even be holding your gun hostage.
Hold on, could he really hold my gun hostage?
Who knows? Only one thing is certain. If you work with him, you're going to get it back. And working with him might be the only way to do it.
I will not be blackmailed with this gun business.
Harry! I was only trying to be tactful. A lost gun is a dangerous thing.
Shit.
I can't have it around in my neighborhood.
That's very fair.
Kids could be playing gun roulette with it as we speak. Teenage gangs could be arming themselves. Get a hold of yourself, Harry.
Oh, that's really fair.
I assure you, we are working on locating the missing sidearm as well.
Track down your gun.
The lieutenant is concerned about the lost gun and feels that the fact you haven't prioritized looking for it is unfortunate, if inevitable, and doesn't put the RCM in a good light.
Shit. I've disappointed Kim.
Excellent, Mr. Kitsuragi. That's excellent news. Looks like we have a friendly gun-finding competition on our hands.
Holy shit. What's in the container that's outside your office?
My dear Harry, there are literally millions of containers in this harbour. I couldn't possibly remember what's in all of them.
There's something special about it. It was attached to the Carvelson crane.
Harry, you smooth-talking son of a bitch. Time is a precious resource, and I don't have enough of it to count containers with you.
Smooth talking. Maybe that's the way to go about opening the container. You should at least try convincing it.
Evrart, I'm going to leave now, but we might talk again later. You call me Mr. Dubois. Why?
Of course. Let us dispatch with the formalities. You call me Evrart, I call you Harry.
That's what the hanged corpse called you. Harry.
So that's really my name?
My God, so it's true.
Fuck.
I didn't want to believe it, but you are a fantastic science fiction
Shit.
amnesiac cop, aren't you? What are the odds of that?
Oh, no.
I think the odds of that are very low.
My memory's fine, I'm just testing you.
So good to hear that, Harry. Apparently my sources were wrong. However, if you did have a spot of memory trouble, I could help you out. With my big fat folder.
Words flow like a river of honey from his lips.
What's in his big fat folder?
Are you trying to tell me you've gotten hold of some of our documents?
The lieutenant inspects Evrart over his spectacles.
Mr. Kitsuragi, would you mind? Me and Harry are talking about his lost identity right now.
Asking too many questions will make you look weak. You should maybe focus on the folder.
Okay, thank you, Volition. I'm gonna trust Volition.
Don't just jump to the folder. That's not smart. Shows you're on the edge. Do some probing first.
Ooh, drama or Volition? Where'd you get that folder?
Ah, this? My friends in your organization gave it to me, Harry.
I find that very suspicious. May I have a look?
I'm afraid this is meant for Union eyes only, Mr. Kitsuragi. I'm sure you understand. Please continue, Harry.
I'm going to trust Volition. Volition said not to... What did Volition say exactly? Asking too many questions make you look weak. You should maybe focus on the folder. Okay.
As you look at the folder,
2 6s.
Evrart covers it with his hand and pets it. Is he trying to hide that it's not a real RCM folder? It certainly doesn't have the RCM stamp on it.
That's not an RCM folder.
Okay, Harry, you got me. This is from the Census Bureau, not the RCM. Those Census Bureau people are absolutely corrupt. You should do something about them.
He got the name from the Census Bureau, and everything else from your actions here in Martinez.
Yes, Mr. Kitsuragi from the Census Bureau. Like I said, now I'm actually a very busy man. So is there anything else I can do for you, Harry?
That means he doesn't really know anything about you. A pity. The mystery of you will have to remain a mystery for the time being.
So the Census Bureau says my name is Harry Dubois.
Yes, that's what I said. Try to keep up, okay? Let's move on.
Evrart, I'm going to leave now, but we might talk again later.
Wait. You need this to get in and out through the gate.
Great, wouldn't want to get stuck in here.
Here, you're one of us now. A real red and white union man. Take care, Harry.
Yikes. It wasn't a complete disaster, but I wouldn't describe that as a ringing success. The fact that we finished that conversation standing like a human jello shot. It's pretty good. Alright, looks like we... Oh man. We haven't unlocked any additional rhetoric, have we? How do I get down there? There we go. Let's head back up. Oh. Carvelson means Whalefjord in Arden. Fair enough. Come on, Harry. Come on, buddy. Yeah, there we go. Okay. I guess we head out through here. I can't get back up there, can I? What have we got? The radio is emitting strange buzzing sounds. Take that. There's some sort of machine there. Let's do the green orbs first. Every worker equals member of the board is written at the top of the flyers. And at the bottom, the union logo and demand democracy. This is a Dewey typewriter. The model name is on the back. Someone left the coffee machine on. The dark liquid in the pot looks almost sentient. Standard office file cabinet. Drawers seem to be locked. Not all of them, though.
On second glance, someone has forgotten to properly close one of the drawers.
It's unfortunate for the Union to just leave their paperwork lying around like this.
Let's see what's inside, he thinks.
Absolutely, Kim.
The drawer opens smoothly. Inside is a well-organized selection of brown folders.
Let's browse through them.
Hundreds of documents containing logistical data. Two kinds of transactions stand out. Materials coming into Revachol from the outside world, from Muindi, Grad, and even Ilmara.
Drugs. We're going to find out about the drugs.
And the same materials being handed over to companies inside Revachol. Kuron, Coal City, La Delta, and Jamrock are listed among the many districts where the imports are being sold.
Anything interesting?
It's hard to make sense of this thicket of company names, dates, quantities, and percentages. You try to focus, but the lines are getting blurry.
Give it a go.
Look how blurry all the lines on these papers are. How unwieldy your own willpower is to yourself. You're like an absurdist Samaran monk,
One-off.
focusing through not focusing.
Damn it.
Hermeneutics was almost within your grasp, but now only vague letters float before your eyes. Less meaningful, but aesthetically more pleasing.
Could I actually focus through not focusing?
You're a police officer, not a spiritual healer. You can focus the normal way by turning your attention to something and not letting go.
Kim, if I let my eyes go completely out of focus, all shapes start melting into each other.
Is that what you're doing with those folders over there?
Yes.
Right. This is probably not relevant to our case. After all, we're not investigating an accounting mystery.
Oh, I can have another go.
Whatever's hidden here is hidden well. Concentration isn't enough. Only a trained accountant with a background in logistics would be able to really make sense of it. However, there is a little handwritten note stuck on the side of the drawer.
Oh, 15. Because we've got 4 plus 5 is 9, we've got +1, and we also get 5 plus 2 our volition. Nice. Let's look at the note.
It appears to be a to-do list written in large, uneven capital letters. Remember, Leo, Everart's shoes, special whirling borscht, water Everart's plants, sweep office floor, more banners.
Special whirling borscht sounds like a drink, an alcohol. I think a borscht is a borscht a spirit? Evrart's shoes. I wonder if we could steal his shoes and wear them. Evrart's plants sweeping off his floor and banners I don't think is interesting to us.
All items on the list have been crossed out, and the note itself is crumpled.
Look, Kim. To-do list with errands for Evrart.
One of his aides must have left it. Nothing incriminating here.
Alright, let's leave.
The drawer slides shut smoothly.
That was a satisfying sound. I've got something up here, it looks like. A postcard. And more things in here. Got some magnesium. Some cool sunglasses, which give us visual calculus. That's exactly what we need, is +1 to calculus. I don't care about a -1 to drama. That's all about lying and things like that. Oh, we almost forgot there's something here too. Actually, we're about to have a conversation. Maybe we do want some drama. Nah, it'll be fine. We don't need it.
An imposing combination of a punch clock and a payphone is looking down at you from the wall. A note on the side says, "Tokens unavailable due to strike. Use change."
I'll insert 10 cents.
The machine swallows your coin and seems to be waiting for your next move. Your fingers run over the dial pad. 005. That's the dialing code for Revachol. 4952, and a moment of hesitation before entering the final numbers. 993. Calling. Calling. Still calling. Then.
Video Revachol, 24-hour video rental. We rent 8 and 10mm film for home use. This is Lamy. How may I help you?
Oh my god. What is this place?
Video Revachol is a 24-hour video rental. We rent 8 and 10mm film for home use. This is Lamy.
I meant, what is this place to me?
Sir, I don't know. It's a video rental. Maybe you rent videos here.
Do you know me?
No.
Why did I call you?
Maybe you called to extend your rental period? Do you need to extend your rental period?
My name is Harry Dubois. Do you have anything on my name?
Let me fire up the machine. Dubois. Dubois. Here we are. You haven't rented anything in 5 years, but you still have a copy of Blue Ocean Hell from November 46. Whoa, not a fun film, that one.
What kind of film is that?
It's not an easy watch. After the death of his daughter and subsequent divorce, Ziemsk immigrant Egidius Wojcik tries to come to terms with the onset of dementia. No wonder no one's been missing it. Still, it would be great if you could return it to us. We're on the corner of Voyager and Maine.
Wait a minute. Egidius Wojcik has dementia, losing memory. We've lost our memory. Do you reckon there's some connection there? Maybe we lost our daughter and wife?
The call is terminated by the other party. You're left with the discomforting sound of the disconnect tone.
Fair enough. Well, let's head on out. Oh, hang on. A notice. In case of strike, press button behind guard. Are there any little things that we can press here? Oh, can we get to that? No. Okay, fair enough. Measurehead's in the way. I get it. We're not tangling with Measurehead.
So, how'd you like our harbor?
It was nice enough.
It's but a rest area on the path leading across open plains.
He nods solemnly, then turns to you, a wide smile adorning his face.
Right. You talk to the boss, eye to eye, like men of the plain. If you have any more questions, I'm set to talk.
Evrart said you had a key to a door?
A key, huh? What door is this key supposed to open?
He said it belongs to a weasel.
Oh, say no more. I got you.
He taps the side of his nose with a little wink.
I got that key right here. And let me tell you, it's mighty good of you to help us out during the strike. Working class solidarity, as they say.
I heard something about a weasel, and it didn't sound like a local polar weasel, if you know what I mean. I'm not really doing this for political reasons.
Oh, so the none of the above type, are you? I get it. I like to keep my distance too. But it doesn't matter. It's a good thing you're doing. Thanks.
I kind of trust Call Me Manana. He's like, he seems okay.
What you're looking for is a basement door behind the greenhouse. That's behind the Whirling in Rags. That's all I know. Our organization is what you call compartmentalized. Means we keep out of each other's business.
Okay, but where did you get the key from?
The janitor gave it to me. Nice fella. We talked about life and things that really, truly matter.
His gaze wanders off into the distance.
None of this mess we're in. This jiving and juggling. What's it for? To feed our children, I guess.
Anything else I should know about this task, the weasel person, when he'll be home?
I'm more of a philosophical dock worker. I like to talk about the big picture stuff. Who I am, who you are, what we are fighting for.
Who he is, and what they're fighting for? This is interesting.
Look, Manana's going to be here. We can talk to Manana later. We need to find out about the Hanged Man. Any idea who killed the Hanged Man?
The mercenary, eh? Who could have killed him? That's indeed the question. Why even do such a thing?
Harbour's a prime area of suspicion. Your opinion, are dock workers involved in the killing?
What a thought. Why would noble workers resort to such a thing? Unless they were pushed, of course.
Pushed how?
Your dead guy was an enemy combatant.
Hold up, what does that mean?
He was an agent of the opposition, attempting to undermine our honorable efforts.
Did you kill him?
I ain't the murdering type, but that's just me. Large organizations like our union have all sorts of men, with all sorts of skills.
It is the union, they've done this.
Understood. This has been of limited use. Still, thank you.
No problem. I wish the best to you in your search. Sure, I'm glad it's not my search.
I believe him. Okay. Oh no. Probably was Measurehead. Freet. We haven't been in Freet. Let's go check out Freet. A melancholy pop song plays on the radio. Yellow roses. Dozens of them. Tulips, too.
A colorful display of cigarettes and alcohol bottles line the shop wall, inviting you closer.
This is not a good place for a recovering addict.
Guess not, no.
She looks at the wall of goods behind her, then adjusts her hat.
I'm obliged to inform you that both alcohol and cigarettes damage your health. But I guess you already know that.
Yep.
Don't ask. Don't look. Don't do anything here. Just go away. Get back to work.
Okay, yep, I'm with you, Volition. About this one.
A small cabinet on the wall is filled with various medicine bottles, nasal sprays, and blister packs. They all bear the Saint Baptiste Pharmaceutics logo.
Just ask me if you need anything from Saint Baptiste. We don't stock prescription meds, but we do have Nosafed, Duramine, Magnesium, and Hypnogamma.
Who is Saint Baptiste?
Saint Baptiste, you know, the pharmaceuticals company. Saint Baptiste Pharmaceuticals, the one that sells meds out of Saint
Okay,
Baptiste.
okay, what do these products do?
Okay. I don't know. Let's see. Nosafed is a nasal spray. Duramine is a really good painkiller. Magnesium is a dietary supplement. Hypnogamma is... I don't really know what Hypnogamma is. I guess it makes you feel less shit. It's recommended to use after lots of partying, studying, or exercising.
Thank you for explaining, miss.
Uh-huh.
She's not going to be helpful, so we can get +1 health, +3 health, +1 morale, +3 morale. Nice. Okay, we don't need any of that right now. We've got 4 of each, that's fine. What else is in here?
You see several packaged raincoats fill a low shelf beneath a display of croissants and juice bottles. The raincoats are transparent, except for the big Fritte slogan on the back.
Fritte.
The packages are small, discreet, sloppily stacked, making them easier to take unnoticed. No need to worry about knocking over a display.
Ooh, +1 endurance. I'm just going to leave. We're not going to... we're going to leave that. We might come back to that later.
The tear machine stands in the corner. A sign says, 1 bottle equals 10 cents.
Done.
Your bottles clunk into the machine, and the money appears with a satisfying jingle. You're a richer man now.
Sweet. Okay, let's make our way out of Fritte. come back and talk to this guy later. I think it might be time to head back. Do you reckon that's enough time that Kim's going to be happy about doing the autopsy? Have we been long enough, do you reckon? I feel like we probably have. Oh, we can, hang on, do these now. The letter R wears a crown. On the ribbon below, a light above descending. What else we got? We got this here. This kid's ladder is rickety, but still climbable. Someone is trying to grow herbs in this greenhouse. Oh, alright, brilliant. How are we doing with other thoughts? We've almost got Caustic Echo. Good. Okay. Speed train Kuno leaving station. Now, do we need to change over any of our items? No. We're probably good, actually. Let's see if there's any... Oh. We'll inspect this lift later. Okay, let's do the autopsy. Oh, hang on.
The rotting man lies on his side with his eyes looking straight through you. The belt is still around his neck. His body is supine and open to intrusion by autopsy.
The pop-up for that just said that the ladder was definitely not safe to climb.
The lieutenant adjusts his glasses and takes a deep breath.
What exactly is a field autopsy?
Come on, officer. You know what a field autopsy is. You've done 100 of them.
Actually, it appears I've forgotten what a field autopsy is.
Fine. It's a 3-part form to be filled out on the scene by the detectives responsible. One takes note, the other dictates. The goal is to establish cause of death.
Do we need a scalpel for it?
A scalpel is not always required. I hope this is one of those cases. Latex gloves are, however.
Let's get in there. I've got gloves on.
There truly is a time for everything, even for yellow gardening gloves. However, they are lacking hygienically. I suggest you get in there in limited capacity.
All right.
I'll ask you when I need you to. For the most part, maybe I should handle the contact and you take notes?
Where should I take these notes? In my paperwork?
Yes, you see, the field autopsy form is the one on red copier paper.
Done, let's do it.
The dead man stares in silence as you crack open the ledger. The bright red paper is covered in boxes and lists, describing the condition of his skin and organs in 3 parts. Above those, an 11-field info form needs filling out first. It begins with...
Assistant.
That's you.
Harry Dubois.
The corpse is indifferent to your scribblings, just lies there. The next box says...
Coroner's case number.
KK57-0803.0815.
Write it down.
Next.
Name.
NA. Next.
Date of birth.
NA.
Age?
Roughly 50.
Dry 40. The damage is so extensive, it's better to err on the young side.
I'm going to write 42.
He nods.
Race.
Mondial.
I'll write it down.
The pudgy mess of curdled meat looks neither mondial nor anything other.
Sex.
Fucky!
Male.
Pigs can have sex?
Right, fucky. Right, pig's gonna have sex. I'm gonna be really boring and write male.
Nor does he look male, with his pregnant belly and indistinguishable face.
Date of death.
We're still going with March 4th. 51.
I'll write it down.
What else? 9. Body identified by is non-applicable. 10. Case number is the same as the coroner's case.
KK57 0503 0815 listens motionless, with the cargo belt still around his neck. Only one box remains.
Evidence of treatment.
None. At least not after the initial examination.
What exactly is treatment anyway?
Interfering with the body's position or wounds post-mortem.
How did you not know that? Aren't you a cop? You're leaving a weak impression here. Say something sure-handed. Don't overdo it. It's okay to be unsure.
I'm not so sure.
A silent nod. The lieutenant places his gloved hand on the corpse's chest, as if in preparation. Your central nervous system recognizes this gesture. It's the stations of the breath. Ecclesiastic, religious in nature, a holdout from pre-DeLorean burial rites. It takes him 2 seconds to perform. Then, somewhere in Jamrock North, a small wood shed behind Rosencrantz Row, Lieutenant Nick Feuerbach puts his hand to the chest of a small corpse, no larger than a monkey. It's raining outside, light drizzle. There is darkness in the shed. Elsewhere yet, an obese female sits in a wicker chair, her silhouette bull-like against the window. Outside, Grand Coudon. The day is turning dim for Sergeant Mac Dawson. Hand extended, he approaches, to make sure she is dead more than anything else. And so, all across Jamrock, Coal City, GRIH, 42 deceased persons found today, 42 stations of breath.
We should start the post-mortem.
Turn the page.
The corpse cannot feel Kim's hand on his chest. It no longer meaningfully interacts with its surroundings. A thicket of boxes and lists on red copier paper tries to answer why.
Okay, we've got some options here. External examination, internal examination, description of injuries. Let's start outside in. Let's go external examination.
Clothes. The deceased wears armored boots and white briefs. The make of the briefs is Babrodine, I think. Let's see.
He turns the body onto its side to check the underwear label.
See, it's happening.
Babrodine, yes. Inexpensive. Size M. Color white.
The disappointment is palpable. The red-haired thing was expecting something more lurid.
I bet.
The boots are ceramic, vitreous enamel. They are fused to his skin from blood flowing downward post-mortem. Removal of the boots is left for processing.
Sure, Kim. Sure.
It would be clever of you to omit the boots altogether, sire. If you are to keep them for yourself, as you ought to, you have deserved them more than anyone else.
When am I going to get them?
Patience. After the autopsy, before the body is taken away, there will be a window of opportunity. After the lieutenant has gone to sleep. I hope this has helped you, my liege.
Omit the boots.
The boot has a serial number. It's E50.100.100. The lines between the plates are in the shape of the alphanumerical. The number is purposefully concealed by the design.
That's really clever. I'll write it down.
Tattoos.
He stands up, feet planted on either side of the body.
The upper torso is covered in a single, continuous tattoo, resembling a map of the night sky. It reaches from the right shoulder to the heart. The ink is blue and white. The assistant has a color photograph of the markings, to be added to the case files as document A1. The photo is taken on the scene, using a Trigat Mini. The deceased has a cargo lashing belt around his neck, tied with a hangman's knot. Color yellow. Length 3 meters. There is a buckle on the other end. Well-nourished, athletically built, measuring 1.8 meters. Generally consistent with age 42. Preservation is good. Ambient temperature below freezing. Body hair is light brown. Distribution is consistent with age. The deceased had male pattern baldness. Hair is combed back, short.
Touch the corpse's hair before moving on. Okay, sure.
The hair under your latex fingers feels cold to touch, wet.
I can stroke his hair or stroke his hair gently. I'll stroke his hair gently.
The stench is suffocating. Strands of dark brown hair start sticking to the latex of the glove, like thread off a rag doll's head.
I regret this. I don't know what I thought would happen.
There must be brilliantine in there. He's combed his hair back with oil.
I'll write it down and I'll add the brilliantine.
Lividity is consistent with hanging. The head is congested. Contusions are present on the head, chest, and thighs. Consistent with stones thrown post-mortem. Low velocity.
Fucking low velocity? You think Kuno doesn't know what you're talking about? Velocity was fucking max. Talking shit about Kuno's velocity.
Amazing.
In addition, there are bite marks on the face, scalp, and chest, consistent with predation.
I could write down an amend for high velocity. I'll just write down low velocity. Sorry, Kuno.
Ligature mark.
The lieutenant produces a small folding knife. With the other hand pulling on the belt, he starts cutting into the polyester. The stench is horrid. After a while, it's obvious the material cannot be cut.
The steel wiring. There's too much of it. We need to remove the belt so we can get to the ligature mark.
You got just the right tool for that. The chain cutters.
Oh yeah, I'm prepared.
The hanged man lets out a joyous little bubble of rot from his nose.
Good thing we got these chain cutters.
Always good to think ahead. Now...
He points to the rope squeezing the dead man's neck.
We need to cut the belt to see the ligature mark below. Carefully, with as much precision as you can.
See, my pig is gonna fuck his head off.
No, he ain't. Your pig's a boring fuck.
Yes, I'm Kuno's pig, I agree. I'm not your pig, Kuno. Look for a good spot to cut.
The belt is equally tight around the whole circumference of his neck, swelling over the edges like white bread rising from the yeast.
So gross.
The knot is the weak spot. The chain cutters fit in there. Steady now, like a flower arranger. 2 cuts and it should come loose.
Okay. Physical instrument. Yikes, that is a 1. We could bump it up a little bit. Oh man, it's hard to know. What was the percentage? 58%, because interfacing gave us instructions. Like we could do it. Sure. Let's give it a go.
You jam the cutters right under the knot. That seems like a smart idea. Yeah, somewhere there. Already they're buried deep in the man's flesh. Then you rotate them to get a better hold. Then...
Let's rotate them some more.
A really, really bad smell is coming from there now. And some kind of cracking sound.
Enough. Cut some.
Yeah, fuck him. Fuck that faggoty. Corpse fucking time.
Told you my pig was hardcore.
I should have a go first. I think I have a strategy.
He steps in and takes the chain cutters from you. All right.
He sinks the cutters into the knot, preparing to perform the cuts, with his elbow to his knee for precision. Snap. The knot is slashed. Another cut and the belt falls apart like a flower bouquet, revealing the dead man's neck and the dark red ligature mark around it.
Thank God Kim was here.
Here.
He hands you the chain cutters back, then kneels closer to the body, running his finger along the dark red groove, until he comes to a gap.
The rope rises to a point, leaving a gap in the ligature mark. The suspension point is in the back of the neck, on the nape. Hemorrhaging is observed on the skin, above and below the ligature mark. The mark is well pronounced, consistent with a drop from 1 or 1.5 meters. Chest is intact, normal contour. Abdomen is protuberant, pelvis intact, genitalia...
He pulls down the man's underpants.
No! It's gonna happen, see!
I fucking knew it!
This is clearly what they've been waiting for, ever since the autopsy began. The lieutenant is trying to make it as boring as possible.
Genitalia is male and unremarkable. No evidence of injury.
Does it look like he was enjoying his moment of death?
Ah yes, your hunch before. We can have a semen analysis requested from processing, if that's what you meant.
No, I was trying to get a psychic read.
No, you weren't, officer. That would be preposterous.
Sorry, Kim.
Just write down that we request a semen, vaginal, and anal fluids analysis.
Damn it.
The corpse with his pants down does not have an opinion on the subject. All he has is genitals and a deathly odor.
I'll inspect the genitals.
The dead man's penis is average-sized, congested from the downward collection of blood. The testicles are uneven in length, hanging underneath. The genitalia is greenish. Marbling is present around the crotch.
Yeah, let's just get through that section. Write it down.
Back is symmetrical and intact. Upper and lower extremities are intact, but asymmetrical. There are combat injuries on the right hand, thigh, and hip. In addition, I see smaller, residual scars, too numerous to count, covering about 30% of his skin.
From wounds sustained over 2, maybe more decades, dispersal and accumulation indicates long and active combat duty.
This scarring is extensive, way more than the law officials.
Mm-hmm. We have a real museum here. Of battles, wars.
Write it down.
Last item. Hands.
He takes the man's right hand in his, inspects it, then moves on to the other hand. I'll pick up the hand.
His flesh is cold, icy.
Pleased to meet you. Where are you from and what's your name?
My name is...
I'm only fucking with you. I know where you're from. From Cappadocia. And your name is Il Corbo. What can I do you for, Il Corbo de Cappadocia?
It's good to hold your hand. Did you like it when I stroked your hair?
I did, Kobo. I did. Reminded me of when I was just a small boy, before this happened to my face and my body. You did me a kindness there. We should do this more often. Be close like this, I mean.
Hands are clean. No sign of injury from struggling.
Okay. Interesting. You would think that someone would be fighting back while they were being strung up. Were we expecting any?
I was. Maybe I'm just not seeing them. Honestly, this stench is making it hard for me to think at the moment.
I'll write it down.
Ooh. That's all for the external. Well done. What next?
Internal examination, I guess. I guess we could do a description of injuries first. That's a summary at the end, so let's do the internal examination.
Central nervous system. I have nothing. Do you have anything on this man's central nervous system?
Of course, there is a moral to be drawn from it. A moral to this story.
No. We're gonna write NA.
Musculoskeletal. Purge fluid is coming from the mouth. Not injury related. Eyes and tongue protuberant. Hyoid bone.
So the hyoid bone only gets broken in strangulation cases. Just a fun fact.
With his eyes almost closed, the lieutenant puts his hand on the dead man's throat and begins to massage it, gently. A rotting smell erupts from the mouth. Purge fluid runs down his lips, black and viscous.
As I said, timestamps to skip this if this is too much.
Yeah, jack that fucker off!
Jesus Christ.
The hyoid bone is fractured.
Okay.
The rest of the musculoskeletal system is intact. Unremarkable. Respiratory system.
Back hunched, as if in prayer, he begins to pry open the dead man's jaws. He stops to exert more force. Both hands are used.
Oral cavity shows no lesions. The victim has received dental implants, possibly after a combat wound. Mouth swollen. Hemorrhaging present in mucosa of the lips and mouth.
Take a look inside the dead man's mouth, sure.
No scream. No sigh of relief rises from the darkness inside. It's humid there. Sickly sweet air, unlike anything living. You feel like you're about to throw up again, straight in that mouth of his.
I'll look deeper inside.
It's hard. Once more, you taste stomach acid in the back of your throat. A contraction. Your throat pumps a little something from your stomach and into your mouth. You're forced to swallow, just to keep looking.
I like how that basically takes us down to half health.
Inside, you see darkness. Just a mess of meat and darkness.
There are ancient mysteries down there, Kobo. Ask me later.
Hemorrhaging present in mucus.
The lieutenant repeats impatiently. He lets go of the jaws. The mouth snaps shut before you.
Hepatobiliary. NA.
Why? Don't we have anything?
Are you a hepatobiliary expert?
He looks at the corpse's stomach with a mixture of tiredness and disgust. I don't think so.
Neither am I.
I'll write NA.
Same for toxicology and serology. NA.
Both?
Unless you have untapped reservoirs of knowledge there?
The completionist in me wonders if there's something we could still do.
We already have one test as per regulation, and we already requested semen.
Damn it.
Pigs requested semen like it's no big deal.
I'm not even interested in these boring mulkas anymore. I haven't sucked him off or anything.
Should we change it to toxicology? No, let's go the crazy option. Yeah, that sounds good.
Leave it NA then.
NA?
Cardiovascular. The body exhibits heavy lividity. Blood has gathered in the hands, feet, and neck. Hypostasis is visually consistent with the hanging.
Write it down.
Gastrointestinal.
He breathes a sigh of approaching relief. This is the last field on the list. He looks around to the ground, the pool of feces there.
Digested semi-solid food in stomach. Voila.
He touches the corpse's bloated lower abdomen, briefly. I'll write it down, but I will admit the voila.
What's next on the list?
Let's see if the...
Shoot, Looney Rooney.
Here we go. Oh, which was it that killed you then? Love or communism?
Huh?
You said love killed you, but when you fell down, you said it was communism. Wait, we've done this.
You're misquoting me, Rooney. I said communism killed me. Love did me in.
At the autopsy, you said you have ancient mysteries?
Oh yes, Kobo mi Lobo. In the gift horse's mouth. Tracks and wakes and waterways. Ancient materials buried.
Yeah, but to where, brother?
Just a small gulp away. My beloved Kobo. A small gulp away.
Alright.
Come back later, Kobo.
Description of injuries.
Let's see. We have bite marks, contusions on the head and chest, and a ligature mark encircling the neck. You'll need 3 fields. Leave a 4th one too.
Be thorough if you want maximum results.
What about the injuries we have inflicted?
Oh, so we inflicted them?
Okay, I have inflicted.
Okay, so there's an incision on the thorax from a chain cutter. I wouldn't mention it. Better not to muddy the waters.
I agree. Waters are muddy enough.
See? These pigs are fucking corrupt.
The boy nods approvingly.
Why don't you fuck him if you love him so much?
Now, injuries.
Bite marks.
Head, chest, and scalp bite mark injuries. Predation by birds has caused damage to the body. Odontologist does not need to be consulted. And your opinion, officer?
Beneath the description, there are 2 boxes waiting to be ticked. B. Non-fatal. Postmortem.
Agreed. Next injury?
Contusions.
So, the scalp bleeds from a post-mortem head injury. A stone. The injury does not have the rim of an early inflammatory response. The perpetrator on the scene has confessed to causing it post-mortem.
At maximum velocity, fucko!
Has confessed to causing it at maximum velocity.
Write it down.
Coagulated blood sticks to his scalp and chest, where the countless stones have hit the dead man. Beneath the description of injury, 2 boxes.
Non-fatal. Postmortem.
Right. Next.
What's the... it says finish the autopsy. I'm going to do what's the 4th injury field for first, because it feels like I want to ask this question.
Nothing. Just in case.
Glad I asked that now. Ligature mark.
A dark red abraded ligature mark encircling the neck, with a gap on the nape measuring, let's say, 7 centimeters. The hyoid bone is fractured, the cervical column intact. I see hemorrhaging on the skin, above and below the ligature mark. Depth of the mark, 1 centimeter. No signs of clawing on the neck.
See, that's weird. If he was being hanged... I'll write it down.
Below the note, 2 customary boxes wait to be ticked. The man's head jerks to the side. The ring around his neck is visible. Think for a moment. There's time. Don't rush.
Okay. So we know he was carried over, which is also a bit strange, because it's not easy to carry someone. We know that he didn't try to get this noose off, which means maybe he was drugged and hung. But this scene just feels, I don't know, it feels staged. Something feels wrong about it. I'm going to go I'm going to go non-fatal post-mortem, only because this scene does feel off to me. There's bits about this that don't add up at all for a hanging. The lieutenant falls silent abruptly.
He is deep in thought, eyes fixed on the bright red ring around the dead man's
Because
neck.
it's not like we're just doing this in the autopsy notes. Like, we can always adjust this, I'm sure. So I don't think there's going to be consequences if we get it wrong.
Why do you say that?
I just took a whack in the dark. No, I'm serious. I don't think this is the injury that killed him.
Okay. Why don't you think it was fatal?
Oh, why weren't his hands tied? Big man like this, I would tie his hands when marching him to the gallows.
Honestly, I'm not sure there weren't marks on his wrist. That part got blurry for me. The stench. But you are right, I was ready to call this. Now I think we should leave it empty, at least for the time being. Let's wrap this up. I pronounce this field autopsy over.
First, how'd it go?
It was an irregular field autopsy. We did not establish cause of death, which is supposed to be the goal of an autopsy. But, personally, I do not see this as a parameter for success. We requested a test to be run on the genitals. That was the règle. The results should arrive in a couple of weeks if we have
Couple of weeks?
I will not hold my breath.
Oh my god, what else?
We were thorough with the list of injuries too. We described them all in detail.
Huh.
What is there to say? Given the circumstances, it was a professional field autopsy.
What now?
I need a copy of that autopsy form. Then I will drive him to Faubourg.
No, I need the boots, Kim. Don't take him away just yet. I'll rip out a copy of the autopsy pages.
For processing.
He looks at the dead man one more time, then at the slip of red paper in his hand, then at the corpse again.
He's thinking, did I miss something? You tilt your head, also looking at the corpse. I'm sure we didn't get everything. There's always something.
Ooh, perception. Oh, we could leave at this point. Okay, hang on a minute. Let's have a quick look. What have we got? So what do we need? Perception. What's our perception? Perception. 3. We could level it up. We got 3 skill points. It's a white check, isn't it? So we can always repeat it if we muck it up. Yeah. Let's give it a go.
Your arm reaches out and your eyes close, as if by their own volition. It's dark all around. You feel cold, dead flesh through the latex glove. It's right under the palm of your hand.
What is this?
His face, his cheeks, his nose, his fat, swollen lips. Like a rubber spider, your gloved hand crawls on his features. Everything is silent, all around.
I'm not going to crawl up his nostrils, but the corpse did say his mouth held ancient secrets. Ancient mysteries? Ancient mysteries. Let's put our fingers in his mouth with the gloves on.
The oral cavity is cold and moist. A ball-like tongue attaches itself to the base of the mouth, lolling around like a scallop. You're on the right track.
Okay. Play with it. This feels right.
The tongue moves freely in the cavity. The mucus of the mouth is slippery, fragile, even through the latex. From the soft meat, teeth are budding. Hard pearls of bone in the gums and in the back of the mouth. Can you feel it? You're so close. Rip his jaws open now. Look in.
Open my eyes and look.
A vision of black and dark red death, pried open by your hands and studded with teeth. Looks like he's laughing. Death fumes rising from his throat. And there, in the back of his mouth, above the bell of the uvula, right in the soft palate, you see a hole, barely visible to the human eye. It is swollen shut, almost vanished. No larger than 0.4 centimeters in radius, the edges appear darkened. An abrasion collar. This is what we're after.
Say, abrasion collar.
Abrasion collar.
The lieutenant looks in. There's a pen in his hand. His notebook is open at the copy paper.
Kuno is silent.
Touch it with your finger gently.
A black trickle of liquid runs into his throat from the wound.
Put my finger in? Gross.
Your index fits right in there. A tight tunnel of flesh opens up. Tissue damage. Wide enough for 2 fingers. As you push both in, you reach through his mouth, right into his brainstem.
The fuck is happening?
Ah, shit, see?
Brainstem?
Yes, that's what this part is called.
I'll feel around first.
The basal ganglia feels clumpy. What entered here has torn apart his reptilian complex. This man will never sleep again. Never wake.
Push deeper.
Your yellow fingers slide into the remains of the limbic system. There is no resistance. It's gelatinous. The slug-like structures are damaged too. The tearing extends deep into both hemispheres.
Kim, there's a cavity here cut right between the hemispheres.
The lieutenant answers with the sound of his pen on paper.
Fucking cavity, see?
Kuno's voice is hushed. Kuno's growing on me a little bit.
Quivering with awe.
Push deeper.
Your fingers are all the way in now, reaching toward the inside of his skull. The cavity goes further, but the entry wound isn't wide enough for the rest of your hand to follow.
There's a Cosmo Sheldrake song called Wriggle, and I just cannot... When I read the words wriggle in, I'm hearing that song in my head. If you haven't heard the song Wriggle, I do recommend it. It's a very different tone to what we're doing right now. Let's wriggle in.
Your fingers reach toward his skull. His cerebral cortex feels like jelly. Cold jelly. Strange fluid streams down your wrist as you push deeper until you feel it on the tip of your finger.
It's going to be a bullet.
Ice cold serrated metal. Its edges cut right through the latex and into your finger.
I feel a solid object right under the skull.
Can you get to it?
He searches his pockets for something. I'm going to inspect the skull first.
There's a tiny crack. A protrusion in the cranium. Right in the back of his head. Your finger must be pointing straight at it. From the inside.
Wait, so how did the bullet... So the bullet didn't come from the back. The bullet came from the front, through his mouth, because the bullet's still in there, if that's what we're feeling.
The object that is in there stops just short of the skull, in the encephalus, knocking this tiny fracture into the cranium.
Yeah, okay.
We have the makings of a very small exit wound here.
The lieutenant leans closer.
Forget about the fucking exit wound, Beano. The pig is wearing him like a fuck puppet.
Her voice is absolutely sizzling with excitement.
Let's fish it out. Boom. Oh, we were easily going to get this. We only could have failed if we'd rolled, like, I think 2 1s and a 2 and a 1.
You pick the object between your index and middle finger. It feels sharp, like metal. With your face twisting from pain and concentration, all you need to do is just...
I got it.
My pig's fucking got it?
He's watching his old man get the big prize at the claw game.
What is it?
Slowly pull your fingers out.
The inside of the head feels cold and smooth, like a glove. Sweat dripping down your brow. Careful not to lose the prize between your fingers. With a plop, your hand emerges from the mouth. The garden glove is covered in blood right up to the wrist. Between your fingers, a small flower. A blossom made of lead.
Fucking beautiful!
A bullet.
The lieutenant puts a small bag marked evidence under it. Drop it in. I'm still holding the garbage
bullet
bag.
Falls in the bag, leaving a smattering of blood on the plastic. He raises the bag under his eyes and says,
A non-caliber. Rifled. Some kind of brittle alloy. Fractured on impact.
Keep it, Lieutenant. A gift. Can I have it?
Of course. You deserve it.
The lieutenant drops the bag in your hand. It feels light.
We need to add an item to the injury list. Injury number 4. Oval entry wound with an abrasion collar. Soft palate, back of mouth. High velocity. Temporary cavity in brain tissue. Small exit wound on the occiput. How does that sound?
Oh, this isn't the full bullet. If there's an entry and an exit wound, it means part of the bullet stayed in the brain, part of the bullet left the back. Okay, cool. That makes more sense. I was wondering how we could have found a bullet if there was an exit wound, but that makes sense. I'm going to say nothing and just nod.
Opinion, fatal injury.
Goddamn right.
And one last thing. We can now fill in injury number 3. Ligament mark. Opinion, non-fatal. Post-mortem. Treatment.
He's proposing the bullet was the real cause of death, and the hanging an attempt to conceal this fact.
The ligament marked a fractured hyoid bone. It was all treatment.
Yes, and the belt around his neck. The hanging. Even dragging him to the yard. All of it was done after this man was already dead.
Dead dubba doop doop.
Deadity dead.
Agreed.
I have had my doubts since you showed me the tracks. Why did they carry him over? Why not march him, I thought. There was no satisfying explanation. There have been other signs too. Small things. We were right not to assign hanging as cause of death, as the perpetrators expected we would. No such luck for them.
We didn't fall for it, he thinks. There's pride in there.
Who would do this?
That's for us to find out. But this, it will make finding them just a little easier.
Why would anyone do this?
To hide something.
Yeah, true.
The real killer? The real motivation? What really happened here?
I think I need to wash myself.
Oh, you really do. I am glad to hear you say that. Your room in the Whirling in Rags should come with a bathroom. Be sure to make use of it in the evening.
Kim, maybe the bullet holds more answers.
Yes, we should take a closer look at it. I am certain it has more to tell us.
This little thing could reveal much about the weapon that shot it.
What happens next?
We put him in a bag and carry him to the holding pen of my kinema. The body bag should contain the odor for the duration of the transport. I would drive him to processing, but it's too late to do that today. I'll do it first thing tomorrow. No problem. One more thing. This was really good work, Detective.
The word lingers in the air of the yard. As far away dogs are barking, further yet, the sound of motor traffic.
It's sad how happy it makes me to hear Kim say good work, Detective.
Detective.
I'm going to leave for the moment. If we take the corpse to the kinema, we're not going to be able to get the boots off. But that, I think, is a really good place to wrap up for today. It's even dropping a save for us. How nice is that? Thank you so much, everybody. I'll see you guys really, really soon. Until the next one.